Hello, fourth graders, and welcome to lesson 2.5. Today we're going to talk about prime and composite numbers, and you don't know what those are yet, but you will very, very shortly. Let's start with this. Can you list for me the factor pairs for 16? Okay, let's see. What should you have said? Well, everybody starts with 1. 1 and 16, or 1 times 16. Then what about 2? Does 2 work? Yes. You should have had 2 on your list. 2 times 8. Can I multiply 3 times anything to make 16? Nope. 16 is not a multiple of 3. What about 4? Sure, 4 times 4 is 16, but I only have to write it once in my list. 5? No. 5, 10, 15, 20. 6? Nope, 6 doesn't work. 7 doesn't work either. 8 works, but it's already on my list, so I'm done. So there are 5 factors of 16. Let's look at some other factors as we head on this journey. We've got our 16 already. What about factors of 2? Well, always start at 1, right? 1 times 2. All right, good. So now 2. Well, 2 is already there, so I'm done. Well, that was fast. How about the number 4? What could I multiply to get 4? Okay, two things. You should have first said 1 times 4, and then did you remember 2 times 2? So I don't need to write both 2's, I can just write it once. Those are the factors of 4. 5. What would you multiply to get 5? Yep, only 1 times 5, right? Nothing else equals 5. 1 times 5. 8. Well, I would do 1 times 8. 2 works also. 2 times 4. 11. 1 times 11. Can you think of anything else that would equal 11 if you multiplied it? I can't either, because there isn't anything, right? You can't do 2 times something or 3 times something to get 11. All right, so what do you notice? What I want you to do is to pay attention to this one, and this one, and this one. What do all of those three have in common? They only have two factors, right? They only have two factors. And so we're going to put these numbers in categories, right? The 2 and the 5 and the 11. Remember, those were the ones that I circled. They only have two factors, and they are called prime numbers. What does prime mean? Prime means that a number only has exactly two factors. That number is always 1 times whatever the number is, right? So 1 times 5, those are the two factors. 1 times 2, 1 times 11. That's it. Composite numbers. The definition for composite numbers, they have more than two factors. It doesn't matter how many more, right? The number 4, if we look back at that screen, it only had 3 factors. This one had 4 factors. This one had 5 factors. They all go in the composite numbers. All numbers that have more than 2 factors are called composite numbers. Now, one way to remember, if you've ever heard of somebody talk about a composite rock has all sorts of different minerals and materials in it, and a composite number has many, many different factors. So, little science fact for you there. There's Bill and I asking if you knew that. Our job today is to classify. We're going to sort numbers as prime or composite. So, a review: a prime number is a number greater than 1, right? So 1 doesn't count. But a prime number has only two factors. And a composite number, if we look on this next screen, a composite number, what it means is that it has more than two factors. That's it. That's all you need to know here for today. Okay? Because if you know that, then you can start to decide. So, prime or composite? Well, 1 times 25. Anything else? Right? Yes. 5 times 5. So, I have more than two factors. This number is composite. Next number, 17. 1 times 17. Let's see. Anything else that equals 17? 2, nope. 3s doesn't work. 4s can't count by 4s and say 17. Can't count by 5, 6, 7. No other things. No other factor pairs equal 17. This is a prime number. All right, your turn. 27. Prime or composite? It is composite. Composite. 1 and 27. 3 times 9. This is one really, really good example of knowing your multiplication facts and how that will help you so much as you work on your math. And the only way to know all your multiplication facts is to practice. There's no other way, right? There's no multiplication fact fairy who's going to visit you in the evening. So practice, practice, practice. If you don't know your facts, you will find math. You will have much more success once you have practiced. All right, prime or composite? Here it is. What do you think? Prime? Oh, I don't think we labeled the last one, did we? We said composite. Prime or composite? The number is 49. What do you think? You should have said composite. 1 and 49. What else? 7 times 7 equals 49. Right? So that has more than two factors. It is composite. Last one, prime or composite? You should have said prime. 1 times 13. That's it. Nothing else would equal 13. All right, so we're classifying numbers as prime or composite. This is related to our factor pair standard. Now, one good thing is this is a much shorter video than usual. This math journal page will take you a little bit longer. And that's okay because it's the videos, like I said, less time on the video. Here's your definitions of prime and composite numbers. And as you work on this math journal page, you're going to be filling in the factors, right? So factors of 3, well, let's do one over here. Factors of 25, that's a number that we did on the, oh, hang on. Factors of 25 was one that we did in our practice. And we said that the factors of 25 were 1 and 25, and then 5 times 5, which I only need to write once. So it has 3 factors, so I put a C for composite. And you're thinking, well, I'm going to let you figure out which of these do you think there's going to be more of, prime or composite? Kind of think to yourself, and then once you're done with your list, look back and see, are there more prime numbers or are there more composite numbers? Now, one tool that you do have is in the very back of your math journal. I think it's in the back. It might be in the front. But on one of the covers of your math journal, there is a multiplication facts chart. And so you may use that as you fill out this chart. That'll help you find what things equal 21 and what equals 24 and so on. All right, fourth graders, we are going to wrap it up right there. We are sorting numbers that are prime with 2 factors and numbers that are more than prime. Excuse me, that have more than 2 factors. They are called composite. All right, let me know if you need any help, and good luck.